What's up YouTube? I'm Joe. You're watching my channel Ink&Iron. And I'm here today to run through all of the multi-tools in my collection that are currently available that you might consider purchasing for yourself or others this holiday season. And I'm going to let you know whether or not I think it could make it into your possession by Christmas Day. It is currently December 8th when I'm filming this, so I'd be expecting you to order like the week of the 9th or to go out shopping for it at a local store. Some of these models will be available in that shopping format. So let's get started. This is the Optical P1 from Olight, although the original manufacturer is definitely Nextool. This is Nextool's Mini Sailor. Let's open up the tools, which are all on the outside of the pliers. So you can find this little guy on AliExpress for about $15 under the name Nextool Mini Sailor. One of the unique features is a little SIM card eject tool, getting less and less useful as time goes on and we get more eSIMs. Small pair of scissors, surprisingly useful. Phillips flat knife and bottle and can opener, not to mention the pliers. So pretty good, especially at about a $15 price point. That's going to be from AliExpress though, and may not get here in time for Christmas, so go look on Amazon, see if it's there. I couldn't find an affiliate link though. Next up, the Victorinox Classic SD. This is an absolutely classic little multifunctional knife. I consider it a multi-tool, maybe not everyone would, but anyway, you've got a small pair of scissors, you've got the tweezers, you usually have a toothpick back here, mine's missing. Here's a nail file, a little diamond nail file with a flathead screwdriver on the end, and a small plain edge blade, and I have my little evil eye here, which matches beautifully with these translucent blue sapphire scales from Victorinox. So Victorinox Classic SD is going to go for about $24 to $25 depending on where you get it. I'd personally recommend going straight to Victorinox and ordering from them because they have so many style varieties of this particular model of multifunction knife. You're going to be able to find something for anyone that you're shopping for, including yourself. Next up, the Gerber dime. This multi-tool came out a while ago now, is available in multiple colorways, is about keychain size, comes with a little key ring, has an external bottle opener, a nice little plier head on here. It is spring loaded, little wire cutter there, some pretty nice tips come together pretty finely there. Let's open up all the other tools. Here's the dime all opened up. Got a plain edge knife. This is actually a package opener tool. Small pair of scissors, not quite as good as Victorinox, but I like to have them. Flathead driver, Phillips driver with a little file on it. The file's not that great, but it does have a little bonus, where'd it go? Pair of tweezers. So that's cool and not something you'll find on all plier based multi-tools. So the Gerber dime for about $25 at the upper end. I got this one for like $16 or $17 a couple years ago. It really depends on the seller and also on the color that you get. The purple tends to be cheaper, and honestly I like it better. I think it's a great looking purple. Yeah, the Gerber dime, I think it's well worth the money, even at the upper end of about $25. And it's not from AliExpress, I should say that. You can probably find this on Amazon, shouldn't be a problem. Next is Nextool's Mini Flagship. So I did find this on AliExpress, so it might not be here in time for Christmas. Similar to, the Nextool Mini Sailor, as I mentioned first thing. Anything from AliExpress at this point is probably not going to get there by Christmas, but check the website to be sure. Spring-loaded pliers. This thing's claim to fame is a big old pair of scissors, literally as big as the pliers are on the small tool. And then it has a couple other things as well. Here are the other tools on here. Plain edge knife. Got a bottle can opener combo, a long but flat Phillips driver, and a little file on here as well. Do I find myself reaching for this tool very often? Not really. It's not the most comfortable tool. It's a little bit lopsided, but not too bad in its price range, to be honest. Probably a little bit more capable than the Gerber dime that we just saw. Similarly keychain sized, although a little bit bigger. Still for about $25 to $30. So yeah, available on AliExpress, so might not get here in time for Christmas. It does come in several other colors. Here is the SwissTech 18-in-1. This is another AliExpress special right here. It's basically a wave clone, Leatherman wave clone. Replaceable cutter heads, pretty standard slim nose pliers here, pocket clip. I really like the finish on this like waffle pattern. Here's the outside tools on it. Serrated knife, plain knife, saw blade, and a file with a diamond side. Not the most durable diamond side I've ever had, but it will do in a pinch. Inside of the handles, I have a full 1/4 inch Phillips and flathead with the Klein style bits there. Klein is a brand available at Home Depot. Small pair of scissors, small flathead driver, and a can opener / bottle opener / wire stripper there. So overall, very capable tool, especially at its price point. Its pricing is going to come in around $30 to $35 for the SwissTech 18-in-1. I wish it had a nickname. It would be easier to find on AliExpress. It probably won't be here in time for Christmas, just so you know. And here to wrap up our streak of things that won't be here in time for Christmas, Die Camping's DL30 multi-tool. This is a Leatherman Surge clone. I say clone, the patents have expired on both the Leatherman Wave and the Leatherman Surge, so don't get too hung up on it. Have that same, ball T-tent style 1/4 inch bit driver on there. Bottle opener, can opener, wire stripper, small flathead, big flathead, all with a very nice curvature on that awl right there. It's very hard to see, but it emulates the Leatherman Surge to a T. Also has replaceable cutter heads and very robust plier jaws. Had to pull the camera back to get all these big old tools in there. Big serrated knife, big plain edge knife, just like the Leatherman Surge. We have a T-shank adapter, just like the Surge, with an imitation of the Surge's file configuration. Double cut on one side. It does have an edge file and then a diamond file. And you can put other blades in that T-shank holder. And then a big beefy pair of scissors. So yeah, at around $40 for the Die Camping DL30 on AliExpress, it's a very good deal. I just don't think it'll be here in time for Christmas. Also, it comes with like a whole bit kit and a sheath. Yeah, it's a great value proposition. Next, the Gerber Suspension NXT, or Gerber Suspension Next, depending on how you want to pronounce it. So this is the evolution of the Gerber suspension line. This is the original over here. We'll talk about it in just a minute. It's going to be very similar to this. So combo knife blade here, bottle and can opener and flathead driver, medium-sized flathead driver, maybe the large one. Pair of scissors. These are actually surprisingly useful for how small they are. Everything locks up. You just pull down on these little locking bits. There's a lanyard hole here. Fully dimensioned Phillips head, love that. An awl and a depth gauge / file. It's okay. Plier heads, spring loaded. Not quite as ergonomic as the original generation. There's large gaps in here which your hand meat can kind of get lost in. Not great cutters. They don't bypass, they just touch together, so you won't snip all the way through stuff. So it's okay, but there's better value items at the price point for the Gerber NXT suspension. Price point being $40 to $45. You might be able to find it for about $35 depending on where you're shopping. It would be here in time for Christmas though. Next, the Gerber suspension original version. I like this one a little bit better. Similar spring-loaded, essentially the same plier head, but this one has like rubberized grips on the outside and is more comfortable to hold. Tool set is essentially the same. Plain edge knife, flathead screwdriver, Phillips head. This one's actually flat. Here's a saw. Looks like the last thing I cut was a colored pencil. On the other side, serrated knife. They're not the easiest tools to fish out with your fingernails, I will say that. Bottle opener, can opener, small flathead, and then the basically the same pair of scissors on there as well. Gerber suspension, the original, is actually going for $45, which is kind of wild. I think it should be cheaper than that. But you can still buy these, and they would be here in time for Christmas. Next, the Victorinox. This is a Mountaineer, but I'm going to talk about the Huntsman. The only difference between the two tools is going to be one tool, which I'll show you in just a sec. Let's open it up. Okay, so the back side of this tool, got a toothpick, a small eyewear flathead screwdriver, corkscrew, I've got a parcel hook and an awl. On the front side, if you will, large Victorinox scissors, which are invaluable. Here's a large flathead driver with a bottle opener and a wire stripper down here, small plain blade, and this is a metal file because this is a Victorinox Mountaineer, but I'm talking about the Huntsman where this is replaced with a wood saw. I think that's going to be a more popular model, especially if you're, getting it as a white elephant gift or gift for someone else. This is a bit more of a specific choice for me, so I would go with the wood saw Huntsman version. And a large plain blade here. I got this at a discount because it was inscribed with someone else's inscription. And then the fantastic Victorinox can opener. You really can't go wrong with the Victorinox Huntsman. It's definitely one of their most popular models. And it is for good reason, because a lot of people find it useful and have one of these kicking around the house. So Victorinox will sell you one of these for about $55 US. And you can get them on Amazon for cheaper generally, and then they'll be here in time for Christmas. Next, the SOG or SOG Power Pint. This has a geared mechanism for the jaws. It cuts about twice as hard as the pressure you're putting on the jaws. So yeah, it cuts like a big multi-tool while being in a pretty small size package. It fits in a pocket very nicely with the clip and has all the tools accessible from the outside. This is easily one of the most high value multi-tools, as you can see by the sheer number of tools we've packed in here. File, 3 sides on that, strap cutter, small flathead driver. We have a very sharp awl and a plain edge knife. We have a small pair of scissors, got a bottle opener, small Phillips driver, a can opener, and I won't lie, the can opener on these SOGs is really bad. I don't know why they can't design a good can opener. I have tried several of them. And then the serrated knife, which is nice and sharp. So yeah, this thing comes fully loaded in such a small package that it's honestly one of the best value multi-tools in my opinion. Upper end of price point for this is going to be $55 US. You can get these on AliExpress for much cheaper. They're going to be seconds, so they're going to have cosmetic flaws and they're not going to come with SOG's warranty. So honestly, at $55 this is still a good value. At like $27 on AliExpress, they're absolutely phenomenal, and those are the ones to give away in my opinion. So yeah, SOG's Power Pint, definitely get you one of these. If you get it from a reputable retailer, they will be here in time for Christmas. Next, the rake. And I know you're going to see the name on the blade and be like, there's no way that's pronounced rake, but if you go to their website, It is indeed pronounced rake. This is the Rake M42N. That's the coloration which I got, which is brown. This has a 12C27 blade, which is a little bit better than something like a Victorinox blade. And let me open the rest of the tool so you can see. First up, the tools on the front. And I'm going to show you this first so I can close it immediately, is the serrated edge blade here. It does rest at about a 45-40 degree angle. It is so horrifically sharp. One of the first things I did with the first rake tool I ever had was cut myself on the serrated edge here. Oh my god, so freaking sharp. So yeah, just gonna close that real quick. We have the plain edge knife here. Like I said, 12C27N steel on that. It's a Sandvik steel. It's very good. Bottle opener, flathead driver, big old saw on there, and a large pair of scissors. Very nice. We do have a pocket clip and a couple of tools on the back side. Got an awl and a corkscrew a la Victorinox, as well as a glass breaking tip right here. So yeah, the Rake M42 in the N coloration is this model right here. I think it's pretty good value. It's right around $55 as well. Buy it from, if you can find it on Amazon or you can find it somewhere, it could be in here in time for Christmas, but I'm not totally confident in that. Next up, we have the Victorinox Mini Champ. This is a Victorinox that packs a lot of tools into a small package. Let's open it up. Okay, so this little package has a lot going on inside. We have, this is a cap lifter, small Phillips driver, and wire stripper tool. We've got a diamond file with a nail cleaner pick at the end here. We have the apothecary spoon. I'm not going to say what I think you'd use this for. This is a long flathead driver with a depth gauge on there. Can you see that inscription? Okay. This is a package opening tool. Originally, this is another apothecary tool to get the cotton wad out of a new bottle of pills. Here is a very sharp little straight edge knife, a little Wharncliffe blade here. We have the plain edge knife over here. It is a drop point style, and then these small Victorinox scissors. If you get this in the normal scales, the plastic scales, it will come with a tweezers and toothpick, and I think that's the way to go. I got the Alux version just because I think it looks cooler, but I think most people would probably prefer to have the 2 extra tools on this model. And this is also $60 or so, which is pretty crazy for a tool this small, but $60 I think would go a long way to impressing that person who has everything in your life. Or if you're a Victorinox collector, this would be a pretty fun one to add to the collection. It's quite useful, and I know that from carrying it around myself. Next up, the Roxxon Phantom. Like the Victorinox that we just saw, this is about a $60 value, although I don't know how much it's worth it. There's a very sharp edge here in the knife opening hole that I really don't like feeling with my thumb skin. Yeah, fit and finish, I'm not totally sold on this. There's a saw blade there. It does have the little push to open mechanism, which I like. Can opener, wire stripper, all small Phillips. What is that? Small chisel tip? It's not that sharp. And then a cap lifter on there as well. Claim to fame here is going to be the combination of big spring-loaded plier head alongside, if you hit this little lock button, a humongous pair of scissors. Just huge. Come on. There we go. Just a real beastly pair of scissors there. So yeah, the Roxxon Phantom, you can change out these knife blades as well. It very quickly comes apart to change out the knife blade, so that's interesting. If you're looking for that kind of thing, I suppose for 60 bucks, this is a pretty good deal. Zebulon seems to like it. Yeah, you like this one, bud? I think you could get this in time for Christmas if you ordered from Amazon or something like that. Oh, and there's a little centimeter scale on the back side here. Hi, hello, hello. Zeb approves of the Roxxon Phantom. Next up, the Gerber MP600. So this is a pretty classic multi-tool here. Has a out the front plier configuration. They do make a needle nose version. This is a blunt nose version. This is about a $70 value. Let's open up the tools. So here we are with all the tools. We have a two-sided file here. Small flathead driver, medium or large flathead driver, medium flathead driver with a cap lifter at the end, and then a plain edge knife, serrated knife, fully dimensioned Phillips head driver, and a can opener. I actually don't think I've used this can opener, so I can't say if it's good or not. What I can say is the tools are a little bit shortened because they need to make room for this sliding plier head here. And then it's kind of funny how this is only like 8 centimeters and 3 inches on this side. I know this is a very popular military style multi-tool. The rapid deployment of the plier heads is apparently something that people are looking for. Maybe not me at 70 bucks. I don't know if I'd recommend it, but you could get one of these in time for Christmas. And, you know, depending on who you're giving it to, I think they would like it. Next up, at about $80, here's the Leatherman Rebar. This is as bare bones as Leatherman goes with their multi-tools. And bare bones, I mean like no comfortable, luxurious features, but all the function you can possibly pack in. So here's a robust plier head, replaceable wire cutter jaws. We have basically all the tools they could shove in here, as well as a metric and imperial scale, I believe. The tools are not the easiest thing in the world to access, but this tool is about function over form and finesse. Okay, here's all the tools. You can see they're on the insides of the plier handles. Plain edge knife with a hollow grind, which is extremely rare for Leatherman for some reason. We have an awl. We've got a small flathead and I'd call that medium, but I guess it's the large flathead on this model. And actually pretty good 3-sided file here. Hollow ground serrated knife on the other side. Bottle opener, cap lifter, wire stripper combo. Fully dimensioned Phillips driver. And a saw. And all of these tools lock. And at about $80 for the Leatherman Rebar, that is a very, very high value tool, especially coming from Leatherman. If you step down about $10 from Leatherman, you'll get something like a Wingman, and yeah, there's no comparison between the tools inside of a Rebar and inside of a Wingman. You want to go spend the extra 10 bucks, get a Rebar. This is a really good get, including if it's for yourself. And it could be here in time for Christmas. Also coming in at $80 is the SOG or SOG Power Access Assist. So this is a big honkin' multi-tool. It does have bypass jaws. It's got compound leverage pliers using that geared mechanism we talked about earlier. It also supposedly has an assist for opening the tools. I do not feel any assist at all on my particular Power Access Assist. I have been told that that's not normal. Sure, I only have the one sample to show you. So yeah, I would probably go with something like the Power Access Deluxe, which is also going to be around $70 to $80. You do have a can opener. Can opener's bad on pretty much every SOG. Small flathead driver, fully dimensioned Phillips. Cap lifter and a smaller flat or medium flathead on here. Super small flathead, looks like it's for eyewear. This is a strap cutter. This is a tool geared towards paramedics and first responders. You've got a plain edge knife here. Yeah, the assist is meant to help in an emergency situation. You've got a saw here. Got a serrated knife here. I will say the assist is not hampering the deployment of the blades, so at least it's doing that. Large flathead? No. Yes. Yeah, large flathead. It's not sharp. Very sharp little awl. SOG does their awls very well. And then this is actually a driver. So it has a driver, quarter-inch bit driver adapter, and it also locks out in the 90-degree orientation. You can open the handles and get like a ton of leverage on here. So yeah, in an emergency situation, this would actually be a very good tool. Mine just is a little bit malfunctional. At $80, it is an absolute beast of a cutter, and if you're getting this for like a first responder, much more functional scale engraved on here, because you can open the handles up wide and put something up next to it. So yeah, SOG, Power Access Assist. Like I said, I'd probably go for the Power Access Deluxe or something like that, but yeah, around $80, pretty good gift or addition to your collection. Jumping up in price point to about $100, the Leatherman Super Tool 300. Think about the rebar that we just saw and imagine it went on steroids. Yeah, this is a humongous plier head, replaceable wire cutters, and let's get the rest of the inside tools open. Really have to zoom out for this big stinking tool here. Very large hollow ground serrated blade with a bottle end cap lifter and wire stripper. You can't see it down there. Full dimension Phillips. Small or medium flathead driver. Full size saw on this guy. I'm going to close this up because, man, there's a lot of sharp edges out right now. Really large three-sided file on here. We have an awl. Got a large flathead screwdriver and a longer shank. About a medium flathead screwdriver, so that's interesting. And then a very long hollow ground plain blade. So yeah, this thing packs the function in, and I really like how the scale on here is on the outside of the handles. I don't have to open up any tools to see, oh, is this an inch, half inch, something like that. This actually appears to be imperial, but yeah, anyway, Leatherman Super Tool 300, $100. If you're buying for that pragmatist in your life and you want to go all out, this is a great option, and it looks very, very classic. You could have one of these in time for Christmas. Next is the Goat Multi-Tool. This is a small manufacturer. This is American designed. This is a bit of a finicky tool, I'm not going to lie to you. Triangular cutters, people have had complaints about these. I've been using this Goat since the whole Kickstarter and Indiegogo campaign. Let me open the tool so I can show you, but on the outside this is actually a striking face, so you can use it as a hammer. And the pliers are stupid smooth to open, and they are spring loaded, so that is nice. The Goat tool is about $110 fully kitted out. It might be more than that. Like I said, I got it on the Kickstarter. I think my whole package was about $110, but you could probably get this for $120, $130. So what you're seeing here is my Goat tool configuration. It is a fully modular multi-tool like the Roxxon that we are going to talk about next. That means I can swap out tools as I see fit, and I have done that. This is an S35VN aftermarket, or not aftermarket, but optional blade on here. I took the original blade and I chopped it down into a mini blade for the other side. This is a 1/4 inch normal bit driver, is a nice big pair of scissors which work very well. I've got a little hex driver here which actually interacts with the hardware on the tool itself, so I can maintain it on the go. Got about a medium flathead driver here, small awl. I've got a craft knife on here which comes in handy way more than I thought it would, and then a pretty substantially sized file, but it is also pretty soft. I would not personally recommend this as a first multi-tool or a gift multi-tool. It is a little bit finicky. I've had to do a lot of modifications, including like polishing this area here, and like I said, like grinding a whole other knife blade custom on here. So this is going to be the gift or the self-gift for an already experienced multi-tool user, but you could probably get it in time for Christmas. The Roxxon Flex is actually a very similar concept, but implements some of Roxxon's creature comforts, like the little ejector knob here. So we can just simply eject all the tools. I don't have to pause and get them all out. They come out real fast. My configuration is scissors, file, flathead driver, serrated knife, chisel, wire stripper, and all. This is another 1/4 inch bit driver. Love that. Have so many 1/4 inch bits. This is a two-sided file, and both sides are diamonds. So yeah, I really like this tool quite a bit. I would recommend it over the Goat multi-tool. This is also going to vary in price depending on how you kit it out. Just the handles, like the pliers with empty handles, is like $40, so you just kind of build up from there, paying for each tool as you go. I think mine came out to be right around $100, maybe about $110. Yeah, really good value, really smooth operation, better ergonomically than the Goat multi-tool. This is definitely one of the highest value multi-tools that you can get right now, and yeah, should be able to get it on Amazon. I think you could actually get this in time for Christmas if they're still in stock. These are flying off the shelves last time I checked. Next up, around $110 to $120 is the Gerber Dual Force. This is not my favorite multi-tool in the world. I think it's absolutely honkin' large. It is also dual position plier head, so you can get really big bolts in there. However, it's like a laminated construction, so it's like several pieces of steel all abutted against one another and then riveted in place. People have had problems with the durability of this tool, and I tend to have problems just closing it up. Damn, I did it again. Has to be in this smaller plier head configuration to fold down all the way. So it does have the center drive mechanism similar to the Gerber center drive, which uses 1/4 inch bits and aligns with the center of the tool, which is nice. It's got this, one of my favorite tools Gerber's ever made, a big honkin' file with a chisel at the end, and it actually works really, really well. This tool, all the outboard tools lock, and it only goes in for 4 of them. So the driver, the chisel and file, the big plain edge knife, and big old saw. So there you go. That's the Gerber Dual Force. It's got a scale on there for measuring as well. Yeah, at around $110, $120. Not for me, but if you know somebody with big old hands that's always, twisting bolts and stuff, and working on their motorcycle or something, you can get them this. Oh, and it also stores 2 additional bits down here to make use of what is arguably the best tool on it, which is the driver. So yeah, Gerber Dual Force. It's an interesting one. You could get it in time for Christmas, I'm pretty sure. Next up, at about $110 up to about $130, depending on which version you get, the Leatherman Wave. This is an absolute freaking classic multi-tool. and like it's so classic, the patents have expired and everyone's ripping it off. So I've got a serrated edge knife, got a saw, plain edge knife, and a file, 3-sided double cut edge file and diamond file. Just a really useful tool set for so many different trades. And then on the inside, I've got a bit driver and a can opener, and I've got a flathead driver, little scissors, and the micro driver, yeah, for eyewear and such. There is a scale engraved into the inside of the handles here. Ignore this. I replaced this flat driver and can opener combo with an aftermarket tool. This is not standard, but the Leatherman Wave, really good value. You can add a pocket clip from Leatherman, and it holds very securely. So yeah, pretty classic multi-tool. Would highly recommend, especially at the price point of about $110, $120. Really, really good gift for a close friend or your parent or whatever. So yeah, consider the Leatherman Wave. You could get it in time for Christmas. Also at about $110, Victorinox Swiss Champ. This is a knife-based multifunction tool. Screwdriver, cap lifter, can opener, got a Phillips head driver which locks out in a 90-degree position, magnifying glass, got a pair of pliers, it's got scissors, God, so many things on here. Yeah, fish scaler, saw, got a metal file here, 3-sided file, large blade, and small blade. And then this will come with the upgraded plus scales. So you get a toothpick, a ballpoint pen, you get the mini driver, corkscrew, you get a straight pin hidden behind the corkscrew, and you get the tweezers. So that's a lot of stuff going on in just the scales. And then the tools on the back side, small chisel, another flathead driver, at the hook, and you've got an awl. So yeah, the Swiss Champ, to be honest with you, is one of my favorite multi-tools. At about $110, it seems like a lot, but I would put its capability, honestly, pretty close to the Leatherman Wave. So depending on your style, how you want to roll, I think these are both great options at the price point. Next up, also from Victorinox, is going to be the Work Champ. So really big flathead driver, cap lifter, wire stripper. This is going to be about $130. Can opener, a big old knife blade that actually has its own liner lock. So that's pretty cool. Not a feature often seen on Victorinox tools. Does have a pair of folding pliers under the pliers, fully dimensioned Phillips head. We have a pair of large Victorinox scissors, and under that a very long, small Phillips head, also 3-dimensional. And then one of the best tools I've ever seen from Victorinox, this super long file on here, 3-edge file, just lovely. Oh, I skipped over this. The wood saw, also one of Victorinox's best offerings. This length of, over 100 millimeters, like about 4 inches or so, is really, really good for sawing green wood. You do have the toothpick, get the corkscrew, eyewear flathead driver, and that's about it. You actually get some textured scales instead of smooth on here. Oh, did I forget this? Yeah, we do have an awl on the back side as well. Oh yeah, tweezers. Gosh, I am getting tired, guys. It is getting late. 130 bucks. This is a really cool tool. Honestly, at 110, I think the Swiss Champ is probably a better value, but this one is really cool, kind of collectible. Not many people are going to have one like this, so, you know, depending on who you are, could be pretty desirable. Next tool is the Victorinox Swiss Tool X, and this is actually the Swiss Tool MX that defines it because of its one-handed blade. The normal configuration has a two-handed blade like any Victorinox would open. So on the one side we have a pair of very small Victorinox scissors. They did like a modified version for this tool for some reason. Small flathead, fully dimensioned Phillips, can opener with another small flathead on there, and the blade. Normally this is a two-handed blade. Mine happens to be the one-handed version, and all of these tools lock and release with these little pull tabs here. On the other side, we've got a three-sided file, an all parcel hook, flathead, bottle opener, wire stripper. We've got the dangerous tool for your fingers, has a chisel point, a package opener, wire stripper large size and wire stripper small size, and then a pretty nice little thin wood saw here as well. All those tools can lock. And then the very smooth operating pliers, they are not spring loaded. They will fall open though. They're very smooth from the factory and very well machined. Yeah, Victorinox Swiss Tool X. I would recommend it. The price point is going to be about $120 for the basic version. If you go for the one-handed blade version, this one's about $160. But I am a sucker for a one-handed blade, so you know, and decide which one you want or not. Sitting pretty at about $150 is the Leatherman Surge. I've had mine for many years. I have customized it a little bit. I did have to break in this black version with diamond paste, so I'd probably go stainless steel on this. Big old plier head, replaceable wire cutters. Does have a couple of inside tools. The wide flathead driver, small flathead driver, and then on the other side got the two-dimensional driver bits here, Leatherman's proprietary bits, and then the can opener, bottle opener, and wire stripper. It's got a wire stripper notch down there. On the outside, got a plain edge knife, got a serrated edge knife, got a T-shank holder, hold T-shank blades like anything that goes in a jigsaw, and then one of the best pairs of scissors in the game. So yeah, Leatherman Surge, it has been one of my favorites for many years at about $150. It is a big stinking tool, so you know, depending on what you do every day or who you're buying this for, they could really enjoy it, or it could be an absolute brick in the pocket. I use a pocket clip to carry this around, and yeah, it is a hefty beast of a tool. It is like 12 ounces, so keep that in mind if you're going to buy one of these. Next up, another Victorinox tool, very similar to the one we just saw, although a little bit bigger, the Victorinox Swiss Tool, and this is the Swiss Tool MX. So similar to the one I just showed you, has a one-handed blade. This one's a little bit more robust in the plier head department, a little bit thicker, a little bit sturdier, although a lot of overlap in the tools here. So on this side, the one-handed blade, normally this is a two-handed blade on this model. We have the normal large Victorinox scissors, which is just lovely. Who doesn't like a pair of these? Fully dimensioned Phillips driver, an awl, and a small flathead driver. Really great tool set here. Really appreciate having the normal Victorinox scissors. Okay, on the other side, three-sided file. I've got a long shank for this medium-sized flathead driver. I've got a bottle opener. I've got the chisel tool here. Bit of a finger danger. A wire stripper notch of 2 different varieties, a large round one and a more V-notch shaped here. I've got a can opener, very, very small flathead at the end, really chunky flathead right here, and then the wood saw from Victorinox. Yeah, this is by far and away my favorite Victorinox multi-tool. Has the centimeter and inch scales on it, and it does lock the handle, well, not lock the handles, but slip joint lock the handles in this open position so you can measure things really easily. I think it's fantastic. This model in particular is $200. Without the one-handed blade, it's going to be like at least $160. So it is quite an investment. I don't know that I would gift this to somebody, but if you're buying for yourself, you could get one of these in time for Christmas, and it would be definitely one of my top 3 recommended multi-tools. Next up, the Leatherman Charge TTI. It has titanium scales. This one has a bit of an ESD feature on here. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's like a wire crimper notch. We got wire cutters down here. And most of the features are very, very similar to the Leatherman Wave. So if you saw that part already, this is not going to be that interesting, but it does have an S30V plain edge blade. It's got the same diamond file, double cut as an edge file and a diamond file. Got a serrated knife on here with a strap hook or gut hook, depending on who you are, how you want to say that. And here is the wood saw. On the inside of the handles, got very similar stuff going on to the Leatherman Wave. Medium flathead driver, small Phillips head driver for eyewear and such. Pair of scissors. The 2-dimensional driver. Oh, that's where this is supposed to go. Had that floating around for a while. And can opener, bottle opener, wire stripper as well. So yeah, essentially a slightly upgraded Leatherman Wave, although almost twice the price at like $200 for the Charge TTI, which is pretty crazy to me. I don't know that I would recommend it. If you're going to buy it for yourself, go nuts. But as a gift, feels like a bit much. And then everyone's favorite, most expensive multi-tool of all time, the Leatherman Arc. I have had one of these since the beginning. It has a Magna Cut blade, which is the hot blade steel on the market right now. It has one-handed opening features for all of its tools, which is really cool, and they all lock as well. It does have a small can opener, which works quite well. I have tried it. It has the proprietary 2-dimensional driver bit system as well. I have added an aftermarket feature here, so don't get carried away, but this is a T-shank adapter that I've added on here. I think it was worth it. Here is the standard file that comes with it, diamond on one side, edge file, double cut on the other. It is quite capable, I won't lie. It does have scissors as well, smaller scissors than I would prefer, but very capable nonetheless. And then, yeah, your internal tools, medium driver with a cap lifter. You've got your micro driver, similar to the Leatherman Wave and Leatherman Charge. And then an awl here. I do wish the awl were more similar to a Leatherman Surge at the insane price point that these go for of $230. That is absolutely bank-breaking. I don't understand how Leatherman was able to sell so many of these at that price point. I mean, I guess I'm holding one, so I am one of the schmucks that bought one. But yeah, replaceable wire cutters, very nicely machined plier head, very smooth action, kind of opens like a balisong, is just overall very, very cool. It does come with a pocket clip standard, and it also comes with a sheath and half a bit kit. but $230 is madness. I can't believe I paid for it. If I didn't have a YouTube channel, I would not have one of these tools. It does have a striking surface here, like the goat tool to pound in. Like if I'm hanging pictures or something at home and I happen to have this in my pocket, I won't go grab a hammer. I will just hammer with this. So that's kind of the extent of the usefulness of that. But yeah, Leatherman Arc, you could get one by Christmas, but I don't know that I would recommend spending that much money. You could get several of these other multi-tools over here for that money. So, you know, definitely choose wisely.